I guess my turn quick. We'll just rip into the Packers. Here we go. Obviously, Packers, nice win against the Vikings. I mean, it was a pretty complete game. Again, J.J. McCarthy, absolute dog shit of a quarterback, made it pretty easy to win. Jordan Love apparently, and it was a very big frustrating, like, why are we not passing the ball? Why are we not going for the dagger? We are taking advantage of this defense. Why do we keep running? Turns out, and we can kind of see it because Jordan Love's been nursing his left arm. He has the same shoulder like injury that Baker Mayfield just got hurt with. And we saw Baker went down and he was like in bad pain because Todd Bowles is like, well, sucks, buddy. You're out there and you're throwing the football. I don't care how bad your shoulder's in pain. And then he throws that deep ball and it's bad. Apparently Jordan Love was dealing with the same injury. We saw him handing the ball off with his wrong hand because he just wasn't really using that left shoulder. So now it makes sense because, oh my God, was that frustrating. Again, it was just run, pass, like every single drive. But, if your quarterback, I mean, clearly we saw it impacted Baker Mayfield. So I'm happy that didn't happen with Jordan Love. So in that sense, good on the floor because at the time it's like this dude is just obsessively scratching that I got to run the ball itch. That said, it is just frustrating that it seemed like there was plenty of dagger opportunities. And it's like, well, we're just going to run the ball again and take our field goal and get out of here with field goals. Which thankfully the Vikings offense was so bad with McCarthy that you could get away with it. And Brandon McManus was actually hitting the field goals. But I just need to see this team. And again, maybe it's probably because of Jordan Love, but I want to see them go for daggers. It was very, very conservative because of Jordan Love's left shoulder thing. So I understand it. But man, if he's good to go, that we just got to get back to the passing ways. Hey, Micah Parsons, that trade's been 100% worth it still. He's shown up enough in the run game. He's got 10 sacks. He's on pace for his career best in sacks right now. He's got 20 quarterback hits. He's got 60 damn pressures, despite the fact that he's like the most double defensive end in football, leads the NFL in pressures. And it's been talked about. He's been amazing in the locker room, probably because, they're winning football games, like unlike, certain Dallas could do. But on the inverse of that being awesome and worth everything we gave up for him, Luke Musgrave, the tight end that we drafted before Tucker Kraft, does not look like he's going to be the answer. We got other tight ends getting in the mix, which I don't hate. You see what the Rams are doing with all these tight ends in the mix and kind of making it work. But you drafted Luke Musgrave really damn early, and you kind of drafted him to be like a field stretcher and a difference maker in your pass game. And his hands are a little bit unreliable. He's not much of an asset as a run blocker. But on the inverse of him, you got Christian Watson continuing to look like probably your best option at wide receiver right now and kind of easing into that wide receiver one slot. It seems like he's ramped all the way up to full health and back in the swing of it. He had a 40% target share this last week, which is high on the team. And he's had a 25% target share, I think, since he's been back. So he's getting a ton of looks. He's got 17 catches, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 16.6 yards per route or yards per catch right now, 472 air yards. So his presence is just opening the Packers offense back up. Jordan Love is slinging him a bit. You got more intermediate passing, more long passing now that he's back. And again, when you got that dude who can take the top off, you don't have to say Watson is this or this, like one of the greats, but you have to respect what he does over the top to where underneath stuff, it's going to be more open with the Christian Watson effect, and he's in there as a blocker. Right now, he is PFF's 10th highest graded receiver in total grade. And it's because he's been an asset as a run blocker too, and he's been a great contested catch guy. His hands keep getting stronger, it looks like. He's getting more reliable. And I saw the stat that since 2024, 97 wide receivers in the NFL have at least 70 targets. 12 of those 97 have 2 or fewer drops, and Christian Watson is one of those 12. So his hands have been reliable. He hasn't seen a huge target share because of just how the Packers offense is operating, but it seems like he could be an asset, a bigger asset with more targets. They obviously gave him the extension. Jaden Reed's coming back, so that should be awesome with Jaden Reed back, kind of doing the underneath gadget stuff too. And you got Watson in the mix and Golden if they dare to ever use Matthew Golden once he's healthy. But yeah, the Christian Watson effect's been very awesome to see his return and what it's meant for the Packers offense. So that's kind of what I got. Hey, now we got to go out and beat the division the rest of the season and earn our keep at the top of the division. It seems like, though, I don't want to say I want to finish third, but whoever's finishing in third in this division in the NFC North, is probably going to make the playoffs as the last seed in the playoffs. Right
Yeah.
now is what it's looking like. It's going to be them or the 49ers, and the 49ers have a quarterback problem. So give me the Lions, Packers, or Bears at the last place and last playoff seed over the 49ers, it appears. So that's kind of my thing. Great week. Hey, wasn't too painless. It was fun watching them sack the shit out of J.J. McCarthy. That was fun. It was a good
Yeah.
reminder of it could always be worse, and you could always not have a quarterback and have to hate your life watching football.
Hey, Austin, I'm gonna still keep saying you gotta wait till Micah get in the playoffs, though. I'm gonna keep
Stop.
saying it.
Stop.
You gotta wait till Micah Parsons get in the playoffs and see if he's worth the money in the trade, because he's been doing this. I'm telling you. And granted, I think y'all offense played decent against a great Vikings defense, but I want to see Micah Parsons in the game in the playoffs, when the game is on the line, y'all go down and score, and y'all need a stop. Y'all need a hellraiser, somebody who's just gonna wreck shit. He hasn't shown me that yet, so I'm still waiting. Yes, he's doing well. Mike, I give you the claps, brother. I got jerseys. I'm gonna still rock you, but you gotta do
Mm-hmm.
something in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and look, I like you said, with the very good Vikings defense. That defense blitzes more than anyone in football. And Jordan Love has struggled this year against like pass rush and being under pressure. And that was a concern coming into the game. And now realizing has a bum shoulder and it limited the game plan. Like, hey, you know what? I've been very critical of Matt LaFleur. I think it's been very justified to be critical of the offense and LaFleur. But hats off. It was a good game plan. We didn't pass much because I think the situation, but Jordan Love was still efficient, 14 for 21, had an 85 rating. And in the offense, the Vikings had to know the Packers were just going to keep running the football. And we didn't even have Josh Jacobs. And it just kept working and working and working and setting us up and being in scoring position. The only downfall was there was no killer instinct to just go get points on the board. And Love was clearly good enough to throw the football, but I think they were playing it extremely safe. So the fact that a mostly conservative coach got even more conservative because his quarterback is limited against a really good defense that will blitz the shit out of you, and your quarterback's been bad there, and then still have the game that the Packers had, I'll take that all day long. I mean, big critical of LaFleur, like I said, but I'll give him his credit where it's due that, they were able to still move the ball the way they did given the situation. So last up of our trio, of course, we got Joey, whose Bears just